What are the best Pokemon to power up in Pokemon Go? Make sure to tell you the top 15 best, why they're the best, and why you need to have a bunch of these at 100%, or simply just have a bunch. I'm gonna go over a bunch of different Pokemon in this video. Eventually, you'll have one of them that I'll name. So first one is a Shadow Tyranitar. Tyranitar is one of the best dark type Pokemon, but also one of the best rock type Pokemon. Both typings is absolutely amazing. So this is what I'd recommend. I'd highly recommend 6 Tyranitar, but in specific, I'd recommend 3 dark type Tyranitars and 3 rock type Tyranitars. Rock Slide's a good attack, Bite's a good attack, Crunch I believe is the other attack, and then for rock type, I don't know the other rock type attack for Tyranitar. Tyranitar is one of the best Pokemon in Mega Tyranitar in Pokemon Go. So make sure you stock up on all your Tyranitars, all the 100%. So that is the first Pokemon that I highly recommend. Number 2, Mamoswine. More specific Shadow, but if you get a normal version, this works great as well. Not only is Mamoswine an insane rock type, it's also an insane ground type. And it's an insane ice type. Mamoswine, I highly recommend having at least 3 of, and the reason I say at least 3 is simply because of how insane Mamoswine is and many different effects of how good it is. And now I'm basically talking about Pokemon that are best in raids. If you want me to make a video on good Pokemon that are good for Go Battle League, you can let me know in the comments below. Number 3, I'd have to say Weavile, and the specific Weavile, Shadow of course, but Weavile is an insanely good ice type, and it's mainly ice type. Yes, it is a dark type, but Tyranitar is way better, so I'd highly recommend a Weavile. You get Weavile from the evolution of Sneasel. Sneasel is a boosted shiny, so keep that in mind if you see Sneasels on your blue incense. That's mainly where I see Sneasels. Weavile is an insanely good ice type. I highly recommend you using it. Number 4 is Machamp. Machamp is just a classical fighting type Pokemon to have. It's really easy to get because it does spawn in the wild a lot. Machamp, the normal evolution of it. Baby version before the evolution. Machamp itself is really good for Team Rockets as well. Since it's a fast attacker, you can take off the shields very, very quickly. Highly recommend that. But if you want something stronger, we do have a Conkeldurr, and in specific, I recommend Shadow Conkeldurr. Because Shadow Conkeldurr is the number 3 best Pokemon in Pokemon Go when it comes to fighting types. Conkeldurr is a really good Shadow type Pokemon. How to help my boy work out. Alright, anyways, Mega Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza is the best Dragon type in Pokemon Go right now. It's simply a really good Pokemon. The shiny looks absolutely amazing, but Mega Rayquaza itself is an amazing Dragon type. And going off of Megas, we're going to go over Mega Lucario. Hopefully you're able to get this, because the only way to get it right now is from trades. But a little bit ago, we got the Lucario Raid Day, and Lucario himself is a really good fighting type, and the Mega Lucario is the number 1 fighting type in Pokemon Go. It is so insanely good. I highly recommend having to power up one if you do have one. Let's talk about metal types. Metagross. Metagross just had another community day. Of course, it was a Beldum one. And of course, Shadow Metagross is super, super good, but as well as a normal Metagross is insanely good. Now, as of right now, there's not a Mega Metagross, but of course, in the future, we're most definitely going to get one, and it's going to be awesome. Normal Metagross, now obviously you don't have a Mega, but I highly recommend having a couple on you at all times. I personally have 3 to 4. Meteor Mash is one of the best metal type attacks. It's a legacy move. Highly recommend that. One Pokemon that's in raids right now is Xerneas. Shout out to the comments because they were able to let me know about this one. Xerneas is one of the best fairy type attackers in raids. So if you want to take down fairy types, I made a video about that. If you need to, we'll go watch that to see the best counters for Xerneas. Definitely recommend it. But to talk about Xerneas, Xerneas is one of the best fairy type attackers in raids, and I'd highly, highly recommend you go in raid it because it's going to be in raids for this week. That's some of the ones that a lot of people might not be able to get. Now I'm going to go over ones that are going to be a bit easier to get. First one is Glaceon. Glaceon is a ice type Pokemon. You could be able to get this if you use a icy lure module on a Pokestop and you catch an Eevee. In specific, if you catch it off a glacial lure module, you'll be able to catch a Glaceon. Glaceon has really good ice type attacks, and it's just a good raid Pokemon if you do not have Sneasel. So this is going to be a couple more that I'm going to talk about that some people might have, that if you do not have some of these Pokemon, you can in replacement have. Next is Rhyperior. Rhyperior is an insanely good rock type and ground type. Highly recommend going for this. Rhyhorn does spawn in the often a lot, as well as Rhydon and Rhyperior, both be spawning on the blue incense. So if you pop the blue incense, highly recommend you do so, because you will see it there on the blue incense. If not, Rhyhorn, like I said, I see it spawn in the wild a lot. I don't know if that's just specifically where I live, but it does spawn a lot. Garchomp. Now, yes, I did say easier Pokemon, but Garchomp not only had a community day a while ago, it also had a raid day, but also it is in Pokestop research a lot. So I highly recommend you going for Garchomp. Garchomp is an insanely good dragon and ground type attacker. And of course, Mega Garchomp is insanely good as well. So I highly recommend you evolving a Garchomp when we just got this from GoFest a while ago. So we're going to go over a couple. First one, Downwings and Duskmane Necrozma. Not only do they have special incenses that you can use to get cool shinies that don't spawn normally anywhere else, but additionally, they are insanely good steel type attacker, or in specific, Duskmane is a good steel type and a good ghost type is Dawnwings. Highly recommend you having these, and the way you're able to get this is evolving in the Necrozma with the certain candies, certain fusion candies for the certain evolution. I highly recommend that you do have at least one of each. I'm pretty sure the only ones you can have is one of each. Highly recommend you having these since it is really good attackers, as well as Xurkitree is one of the best electric types in game as of right now, and you're able to get this during GoFest. And there is free Ultra Beast Pokemon that are going to be coming into Pokemon Go coming soon, as Pokemon Go did announce this for free rewards, which I made a video about, but I'll also make a new video about it coming soon, just to remind you guys about the information. As well as Kartana is a super insanely good grass type attacker. A lot of people kind of sleep on this when it comes to Kartana as a Pokemon, but Kartana is one of the best Ultra Beast in general, but it's a really good grass type attacker. Highly recommend that you look in your Pokemon storage and see if you have this Pokemon, because it is an insanely good grass type attacker. Now I'm going to go over a few more that maybe some of you might not have, but if you do have these, that's going to be amazing. Shadow or normal Groudon is one of the best ground type attackers in Pokemon Go, and like I said, if you have this, you're not only extremely lucky, especially if the shadow version, but like I said, it's an insanely good ground type, so I highly recommend you doing so. Kyogre is an absolutely insane water type, and I don't think Shadow Kyogre came out. Maybe it has, I don't know, but Kyogre itself is a really good water type attack. Highly recommend you using this, and even better, I'd even say Mewtwo. Mewtwo is pretty good as well. I see this list here. Mewtwo is a really good Pokemon. Psychic type in specific, really good psychic type. If you don't have it, use like Espeon, but I would highly recommend Mewtwo, because Mewtwo you can power up way more, and Mewtwo is just a very good Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure Shadow Mewtwo came out at some point. Unfortunately, I purified mine like an idiot. I don't know why I did it, I'm not gonna lie, definitely an L, but learn from our mistakes. It is what it is. That is every single raid Pokemon that I can think of, and let me know in the comments below if I missed any. Let me know. Maybe I'll make a second video about this, or maybe a short. God bless. God loves every single one of y'all. I love every single one of y'all. Have a fantastic day. Peace out.